Hello student, welcome back. I am Professor Poonam Gharke from College of Agriculture, Baramati. In previous lecture, we have started with classification of crop, and in this lecture, we are going to continue the remaining part of this lecture. So there are various bases of classification that we have studied in previous lectures, such as classification on the basis of season, on the basis of climate, on the basis of economical use, on the basis of life cycle, on the basis of photosynthesis, on the basis of photoperiod, etc. Then in this lecture we are going to continue the remaining basis, such as classification based on spatial purposes, classification based on reproduction methods, classification based on pollination, etc. etc. So first one is classification on the basis of spatial purposes. So in that, the first type of crop is arable crops. So the crops which are cultivated on plowed land, okay, those crops are called as arable crops. So after plowing, whatever cultivation you will conduct, so those crops are called as arable crop. Generally these crops are having annual nature, means they complete their life cycle in one season or in 1 year. So these crops includes cereals, root crops, tobacco, sugarcane, maize and potato. Then second one is aromatic crops. So the crop or plants contain odor and volatile substances which occur as a essential oil, gum exudate, balsam and oleoresin in one or more part of the plant, such as wood, bark, foliage, flower and fruit. So such a plants are called as aromatic plants, or those plant which is used for they are producing aroma are called as aromatic crops. Then next one is alley crops. So alley crops or hedgerow intercrop is grown under an agroforestry practice in which perennial, preferably leguminous tree or shrubs are grown simultaneously with your arable crops. So the trees managed as hedgerows are grown in wide rows, and the crop is planted in the interspaced or alley between the tree rows. So sweet potato, black gram, turmeric, ginger are grown in the passages formed by the row of eucalyptus, subabul or cassia. So those plants grown in the row of two trees are called as alley crops. The next one is augment crops. Such a crops are grown to supplement the yield of the main crop, okay, are called as augment plants, such as Japanese mustard with berseem is grown to supplement the yield of berseem. The next one is avenue crops. The crops which are grown along farm roads or fences are called as avenue crops, such as pigeon pea, sisal, etc. The next one is border or guard crops. The crops which is used to protect another crop from trespassing of animal or restrict the speed of wind are mainly grown on the border, such as safflower is planted around the field of gram. So those crops are called as border crops or guard crops. The next one is cash crops. So the crops such as tobacco, sugarcane, cotton, which is grown for direct sale rather than for livestock feed, or a crop grown by farmer primarily for sale to other rather than for his or her own use, are known as a cash crop. The next one is catch crop or contingent crop. So these are the crops which is cultivated to catch the forthcoming season. So it replaces the main crop that has failed due to biotic or climatic or management hazards. Generally there are very short duration, quick growing, harvestable or usable at any time of their field duration and adaptable to the season, soil and management practices. So these are the crops when your main crops gets failure due to any condition or any causes. So in that case, a quick growing, early growing crop we are growing there to catch that season and your crop will produce a harvest. So whatever losses you will get due to failure of your main crop, so somewhat you can recover from those losses by growing such a crop. So they provide feed, they check weed growth, conserve soil and utilize added fertilizer and moisture. So these crops are green gram, black gram, cowpea, onion, coriander, bajra, etc. The next one is restorative crops are those crops which provide a good yield along with enrichment or restoration of soil fertility or amelioration of the soil. So they fix atmospheric nitrogen in the root nodules, shade their leaves during ripening and thus restore the soil condition by adding organic matter to the soil. So these crops are leguminous plants. Then exhaustive crops. So these are the crops which are growing leaves when they are growing in the field, exhausted a more amount of fertilizers or other things and they are having a more aggressive nature. So they kept your field more exhausted. So examples are sesamum gingali, that is sesamum, brinjal, linseed, safflower, etc. The next one is paira crop or residual crop. So these are the crops which are sown a few days or weeks before the harvest of the standing mature crop to utilize the residual moisture without preparatory tillage. The standing crop and the later sown paira crop become simultaneous, forming a pair for a short period. For example, rice fallow pulses like a black gram. So in rice crop we are sowing a black gram, lathyrus or lentil. When your rice crop attains the maturity, that time we are starting the sowing of this leguminous crop. So paira crops in succession may constitute relay cropping. The next one is smoother crop. So these are the crop plants which are able to smoother or suppress the weed growth by providing suffocation and obscuration through their dense foliage developed due to quick growing ability with heavy tillering or branching or a procurement or trailing habit. So examples are barley, mustard, cowpea are the smoother crop. The next one is cover crops. So these are the crops which are able to protect the soil surface from erosion, like wind erosion, water erosion or both, through their ground covering foliage and or root mats. So groundnut, black gram, marvel grass, sweet potato, etc. they will be act as a cover crop. The next one is nurse crop. So a companion crop which nourishes the main crop by way of nitrogen fixation and or adding the organic matter into the soil. So cowpea intercropped with cereals, etc. Then guard or barrier crops. These are the crop plant which help to protect another crop from tree passing or restrict the speed of wind thus prevent crop damage. The next is trap crops. So these are the crop plants grown to trap soil-borne harmful parasitic weeds. For example, Orobanchi and Striga are trapped by Solanus and sorghum crops respectively. In the same manner, nematodes are trapped by Solanus crop. Castor works also as a trap crop in cotton. Groundnut act as a trap crop for armyworm pest, etc. Then augmenting crop. These are the crops, subcrops sown to supplement the yield of the main crop, such as mustard or cabbage with berseem, etc. Then alley crop. So these are the crops which are grown in alleys. I think we have already studied this, so I just keep it. The next one, on the basis of moisture availability in the soil, your crops are divided into two types: wetland crops and dryland crops. So wetland means the soil moisture is allowed to occupy both macro and microspore. So anaerobic field condition prevails here. So crop suitable for such a condition which is tolerating the water stagnation, etc. comes under this category. So green manures like Sesbania group, grasses, etc. Then dryland, the soil moisture is allowed only onto microspore. So macropores are filled with air. So magnitude of soil moisture varies according to crop. So crops like maize, highly sensitive to excess moisture and drought. And here we are having a temporary stagnation. So here the crops which require a less moisture or medium to low moisture condition are grown. The next one, on the basis of method of sowing, there are three types: direct seeded crop, planted crop and transplanted crop. So direct seeded crop means when the seeds are sown directly, either dry or sprouted by means of broadcasting or drilling, then that is called direct seeded crop. Then planted crop, where plant parts are planted directly, such as in case of sugarcane, potato, sweet potato, etc. Then transplanted crop means in those crop we are planting the seedling. So seedlings are raised in the nursery, pulled out and planted in the field. So examples are rice, ragi, bajra, tobacco, onion, brinjal, etc. The next one, according to length of field duration of crop. So very short duration crop which is having up to 75 days duration. Then short duration crops which is having a duration 75 to 100 days, such as sunflower, cauliflower. Then medium duration crops which is having a duration in the field, that is 100 to 125 days. And examples are wheat, jawar, bajra, groundnut, sesamum, etc. Then long duration crop which is requiring 125 to 150 days for maturation. So example is mustard, tobacco, cotton. Then very long duration crop. So the crops which is having maturity period more than 150 days. They require more time after sowing to come for harvesting. So examples are sugarcane, red gram, castor, etc. The next, on the basis of growth habit, there are two types of plants or crops: determinant crops and indeterminate crops. So determinant means the plants which initiate their reproductive growth after completing vegetative growth. So examples are wheat, barley, rice, etc. Then indeterminate plant means the plant whose vegetative and reproductive stages continues simultaneously. So mature and immature fruit, flower buds are present on one plant at the same time. So these plants we cannot, they are not attain the maturity, or they cannot die unless it is killed by the artificial practices. Okay. So example is tomato, cucumber, watermelon, etc. The next one, on the basis of mode of pollination. So pollination is nothing but transfer of pollen from anther to the stigma of same flower or different flower. So there are two types, self-pollinated plants and cross-pollinated plants. So self-pollinated means those plants in which pollen from an anther is transferred to the stigma of same plant, either in the same flower or in different flower which is present on the same plant. So in this crop we are having 1 to 3% cross pollination also. So example is wheat, barley, rice, sorghum and soybean. Then next one is cross pollinated plants. So in this plant pollen grains are transferred from anther of one plant to the stigma of flower of another plant, and it is transferred by means of insect, wind or other means. So examples are maize, brassica, sunflower, etc. Then next one, on the basis of mode of propagation, there are two types, sexually propagated plant and asexually propagated plant. So the plants which is propagated through seeds are called as sexually propagated one, while asexually propagated, they are propagated by means of using plant parts such as cutting, layering, grafting, etc. So examples are sugarcane, ginger, potato. Then on the basis of nutrient uptake, there are two types, restorative crops and exhaustive crops. So restorative means the crops which return or restore nutrient and organic matter to the soil. Examples are berseem, alfalfa, soybean, while exhaustive crop means crops which feed heavily on the soil and deplete the soil nutrient. They are decrease the nutrients which is present in the soil. So examples are sorghum, tobacco, sunflower, maize, etc. So this is all about the classification of crop. So thank you students for watching and listening this video.